For the longest time, the golden rule for creators was simple. Find your niche, right? Pick one thing, become the go-to expert, and just own that space. But what if that rule is starting to break? Today, we're going to talk about the no niche trend, this movement that's flipping the entire content playbook on its head. Let's get into what this big shift could mean for you. So, let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you built this awesome audience around, I don't know, tech reviews or vegan cooking, but now you just feel totally boxed in. You're dying to talk about other stuff, but you're scared you're going to alienate everyone who followed you for that one thing. If you're nodding along right now, trust me, you are not alone. And that feeling right there, that feeling of being trapped, is exactly why so many creators are looking for a way out. They're trying to break free from that content box. And the no niche trend might just be the key. So, what is this trend really? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's a deliberate choice to not get pigeonholed. So instead of just sticking to one narrow topic, creators are mixing it all up. One day it's a super personal story, the next it's a reaction to some viral trend, and then the day after that it's about a random hobby they picked up. It's about being more spontaneous, more human, and a whole lot less rigid. Okay, but why is this happening right now? All of a sudden, it seems to be everywhere. And it's not just because creators are getting bored. There are some really powerful forces at play here, driving this huge shift. Let's take a look. It really boils down to four main things, and they're all kind of connected. First, you've got the algorithms themselves, changing the rules of the game. Then there's this feeling of audience fatigue. We're all just a little tired of the same old, oversaturated niche content. That leads right into the massive craze for authenticity. And finally, something every creator knows all too well: burnout. The pressure to churn out niche content every single day is just a lot. And let's talk about those algorithms for a sec, because this is a big one. Platforms like TikTok are getting way smarter. They're starting to care less about whether your video fits into a neat little category and way more about the raw data. Like, are people actually watching this thing to the end? Are they commenting, sharing, liking? Is it showing up in search? This means a genuinely great piece of content can find its audience, even if it's totally different from what you posted yesterday. So, with all these changes, what does the new playbook for creators even look like? How does this change the way you should be thinking about your strategy, day in and day out? When you put the two strategies side by side, the difference is just huge. The old way was all about fixed topics. You were the expert on that one thing, and that was that. It was predictable, which brands loved. But the no niche model, it's all about being flexible. Your authority doesn't come from just your knowledge anymore, it comes from your personality. And that simple shift opens up a whole new world of monetization opportunities. So you might be thinking, okay, if my topics are all over the map, what's the common thread? What holds it all together? And the answer is you. You are the brand. Your personality becomes the glue. It's your unique voice, the way you tell a story, your point of view on things, even your specific editing style. That signature flair that makes your content instantly recognizable. That's the new consistency. But of course, this isn't a magic bullet. This newfound freedom comes with its own set of challenges. It's a real trade-off between having that creative liberation and having the laser focus that comes with a traditional niche. Let's start with the good stuff, because the advantages are pretty compelling. The biggest one is just creative freedom. It's a huge defense against burnout. Plus, your audience starts to connect with you as a person, not just the topic, which builds incredible loyalty. You also get to be way more agile. You can jump on trends without it feeling weird. And you can partner with a much wider range of brands. A gaming creator could suddenly do a deal with a coffee brand, and it makes perfect sense because the audience is there for them, not just the game. Okay, but on the flip side, the risks are real, and you've got to be smart about them. A brand new viewer could land on your page and be totally confused about what you even do, and just click away. Your followers who came for your tech reviews might totally skip the video about your gardening hobby, which can really hurt your numbers. The algorithm might get confused and not know who to show your content to. And honestly, some brands will always want the safety of a creator who fits into a nice, clean box. So, the million-dollar question: is this actually the right move for you? Well, generally, this strategy works best if you already have an audience that knows you and trusts you. It's way, way riskier if you're just starting out and you need a clear topic to even get discovered. And look, if you're in a super specialized field like medicine or law, that topical authority is still king. You probably don't want to mess with that. Now, if you're intrigued but maybe a little nervous to just dive in headfirst, you can absolutely test the waters safely. Don't just abandon your niche overnight. Start with your core topic and slowly sprinkle in some variety. Maybe pick 3 broad pillars you can rotate between to give it some structure. And this is key. Use searchable captions and hashtags to give the algorithm some clues. And then watch your analytics like a hawk to see how your audience is reacting. All right, let's zoom out a bit. Because this trend, it isn't just about a few creators changing things up. It's really a sign of a much bigger shift happening in the entire world of content. Looking down the road, I think we're going to see a lot more hybrid creators, people who have a core niche, but also mix in that more open, personality-driven stuff. Platforms are probably going to keep leaning into pure discovery over rigid categories. And brands, they'll start caring more about a creator's authentic connection with their audience than a perfect topical match. This quote right here it nails it. It perfectly sums up this whole shift. The idea of a niche isn't going away. It's just being redefined. It's not about what you talk about anymore. It's not how you talk about it. And that brings us to what is maybe the most important takeaway of all. No niche does not mean no consistency. It doesn't mean no plan. The creators who are absolutely crushing it with this strategy aren't just posting random stuff. Every single thing they post is anchored by their powerful, recognizable, personal brand. That is the secret sauce. That's the new consistency. So I'll leave you with this question to think about for your own work. Is your niche a solid foundation that's helping you grow? Or has it become a creative cage that's holding you back? Because for a whole lot of people, the answer to that question is starting to change.